Alright, what's up guys? Cameron, aka I'm the crazy one here. So, back with another topic-based video. I was hoping to get a vocal cover out today for y'all, but it was a very busy day for me. Possibly tomorrow I'm going to try to do something for y'all tomorrow. Um, but before I got that out, since it's been a few days since I made a video, last thing I did was that cover, and then the last thing that I uploaded was that lyric video, but that wasn't something I made. That was something Reaper made, and I just posted. But it's been 7 days since I made my actual own video, and that was the cover of that President song that I put out. So I was like, I think it's about time to do something. But yeah, this one we're going to be talking about modern music. This was another topic that I think Reaper gave to me. So. Um, we talking just about why I like modern music, talking about like modern bands or artists that I listen to, and kind of just explaining why, I love a lot of, modern music. Modern music, most of it, for the most part, is great. Like all genres, for the most part. I mean, it's a little bit in every genre and stuff that I like. It's obviously always like rock and metal, mainly what I listen to. But I do like some, modern country too, like Hardy and a little bit of like Jelly Roll. Do like, some modern pop artists too. Which I've talked about before, like Halsey and like Vozzy, Post Malone. I even started recently, not a whole lot. Some of the stuff is too poppy for me, but I even been getting into like a little bit of like, uh, what's his name, Benson Boone, I think, or whatever. I found him a couple weeks ago, just scrolling through my YouTube when I was sitting in my room, and found him covering Bohemian Rhapsody with Brian May of Queen at Coachella during his set. And it was like really good. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like this is very good cover of Bohemian Rhapsody. And looking up some of his stuff and found out, that he's the guy that does Beautiful Things. That's his beautiful song. These beautiful things, oh my god! Like, dude's got a pretty good voice, and I like that song. It's a little more, it starts off kind of poppy, but when it gets to the chorus and stuff, it kind of picks up with kind of like more of like somewhat kind of like screamy, yelly vocals and like rock guitars and stuff. I'm like, it's pretty good, pretty good. And um, yeah, it's pretty solid. He's a pretty good artist, but yeah, but I'm all over the place and stuff. It's like most of probably some of my more modern bands that I love listening to is like, like obviously Sleep Token, love those guys. Bad Omens. Sadly, they won't be making music anymore because their vocalist is fucking dead. But Too Close to Touch. Love Dayseeker. Been getting into those guys a lot recently. They're not super modern, but they're still, modern around and, blowing up more throughout the years. But like Bring Me the Horizon and like Motionless in White and stuff. And yeah, what else? It's pretty much kind of it. There's obviously like a lot of other artists and stuff that I listen to, but yeah, it's my just I love modern music. I really do, There's always constantly like new shit that's coming out, like the new Shadow of Intent, like stuff that is like came out. They did a song with Corpse Grinder was their first single for the new album, and then they just dropped a song like a week or so ago. That's really good. Um I mean, it's been a while since she put it out, but I actually was very surprised. I actually enjoyed the new Poppy album that she put out recently. I really liked how she did a song, "The Sun's Falling Out," that was like her own version of making like a Knocked Loose style song, and like the breakdown in that song goes like fucking unbelievably hard. I ended up finally showing that song to my buddy Josh when he was over here a couple weeks and stuff because I get it and stuff. I'm not like a huge fan of her, but I do respect her. That she's done like so many genres. She's obviously started out, making pop stuff. That's why her name's Poppy. And she started dabbling more into like rock and metal, and that's kind of what she's, starting to do now more. She's even done almost like reggae styled songs, like just a little bit of everything, which, I can respect it. Who else? Love fucking like Suicide Boys and Ghost Main and Puya and stuff like that for like more like rap styled stuff. But yeah, I'll always be a music fan. As I've talked about before, I can't like really talk too much about it because of confidentiality. But as I said before, I've been doing DBT group, and one thing that our facilitator, whatever you want to call her, she brought up, since everyone, kind of in the group loves music, that we should make like a collaborative group playlist for Spotify. I did that a couple weeks ago, and we have this new girl that's in our group, and I just invited her to the group today, and she added a song, like a Benson Boone song. I was like, oh shit, hell yeah, that's cool. I've been in like, since I'm the creator, I've been like the main one adding stuff on there, but I've thrown like a big, like variety in there. Like I've thrown like some like Kim Dracula in there because I love Kim Dracula, like I Prevail, like Wage War a little bit and stuff. I was like, Catch Your Breath. I ended up seeing Catch Your Breath last year with Breaking Benjamin. They were so fucking good. But I have a big variety, like a lot of like rock and metal, but I even have, like Eminem and, some rap and shit on there. But yeah, who else? I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, Falling in Reverse. Can't go wrong with them. I even have a couple of Machine Gun Kelly songs on there. Billie Eilish. I'm not a huge fan of Billie Eilish or anything, but she's got a few good songs. But yeah, I made that playlist primarily for kind of everyone else, obviously, but even me. My main playlist I've been listening to on Spotify has been that group playlist, since there's like a variety. It's nice, sitting in the shower or something like that, and connecting my Bluetooth speaker, and like one song, it's playing like Fall in Reverse, and next it's playing like Post Malone or Billie Eilish, and then playing like a rap song or whatever. It's nice because I mainly love metal and stuff, but I listen to a little bit of everything. And I was just listening to like a bunch of different stuff today. I was listening to the group playlist, and then when I was walking to um, meet up with my attorney for my disability case and stuff, I was listening to country. Actually, I was listening to like Morgan Wallen and like older like Rascal Flatts and just a bunch of different shit. Because I was like, I haven't listened to much country recently. I've never been much of a country fan, but I was kind of just in the mood because I was listening to some Hardy. Like I want to listen to some like actual country, so I was listening to like that, even like a little bit of like Johnny Cash and stuff, because old school stuff's always good. But I love modern music. It's probably my favorite. Like I love like a lot of like somewhat like newer genres and stuff. Like, they've been around since like the early 2000s and stuff, but I love like, like metalcore and deathcore and post-hardcore and what a shit like that. I didn't I like even hardcore. Like hardcore's been around for like a long time and stuff too, but even like more like modern hardcore bands like Knocked Loose I love and stuff too. Jesus Peace, Incendiary, who else? Not a whole lot because their newer past couple albums sucked, and that's probably why they're on a hiatus right now. But Code Orange, I saw Code Orange back in 2017 in Chicago at Chicago Open Air. I remember like that's when they were like starting to like get bigger. That's when the Forever album came out. I remember, I think that's what they opened up with. It was like Forever or something like that. And I remember just coming out and their fucking energy. Like I remember like headbanging like crazy to their set, and like even getting a couple pits with my with Josh and John and stuff for them because they were just fucking insane. They come up on stage and they're like, Chicago, what the fuck is up, motherfuckers? We're Code Orange. You better go fucking crazy. And then they start playing Forever, just and just oh my god, dude, that was fucking insane. And I respect them. Every band has to evolve a little bit, but they started, adding more clean vocals into their stuff, and their last couple albums were fucking god awful. But yeah, they kind of helped me get into like more like of that style. Like I remember, like I got into Code Orange even before Knocked Loose was like starting to blow up. And I remember I was like into Knocked Loose a little bit, but what helped me get more into them is they fucking did a tour with Beartooth during the Disease tour when that album came out, which that's probably my favorite Beartooth album. That album's really good. But yeah, the tour was Siler opening up, which was pretty cool because I know Siler has been around for a while, and I remember even fucking when Caleb started out Beartooth and stuff. I remember he was like always wearing like Siler shirts. It was probably pretty cool for like him to like tour with them later and stuff like that. But it was Siler opening up, and then Knocked Loose and Beartooth headlined, and nobody really knew who Knocked Loose was at this point. But I remember like everyone like going crazy. Like there was a sick wall of death for them. So many like awesome pits. A lot of people fucking crowd surfing. I remember Brian fucking during one of their songs. He's like, during this fucking song, I want everyone to fucking crowd surf up to the fucking stage. He's like, I want you to give me a fucking high five if you can. I remember fucking crowd surfing up there, and like right before like they fucking like were like picking me up to bring me over the rail. I fucking gave him like a high five quick and fucking was like fuck yeah and shit. And, so cool. And I've seen Noctus twice. I ended up seeing them after they blew up at Iowa Knotfest in 2021, and they're one of like the openers and stuff too. But dude, they just go so fucking hard. But who else, man? I'm trying to think of other bands or artists that are more modern that I listen to. Who else? I don't know. Can't really think of anything else because like everyone else I'm kind of like thinking of right now. Like I was gonna say like like Hollywood Undead or something, but they've been around since like 2000 fucking eight. Bench Sevenfold I was gonna say too, but they've been around forever. But yeah, modern music, is just it's just great. I love music in general. You guys obviously know that, but I guess I can't really think of anything else to say, so I'm just gonna end it there.